After leaving Fayette State Park, we drove 33 miles to Indian Lake State Park. It was a beautiful, bright, sunny day when we arrived. We took a walk around the campgrounds and set up our awning and chairs. A spot right on the lake, although the trees did block much of the view. In the early evening, the biting flies attacked, and we both had little trails of blood running down our shins. I gave up and retreated back inside the van. As I was making us dinner, the skies darkened and we started seeing flashes of lightning across the lake. Soon the booms of thunder let us know that the storm was coming our direction. About the time I said to Wads that we should probably roll in the awning, the wind began to howl. He barely had time to grab a hold of the awning rail and hold on for dear life. I was trying to fold down our chairs and keep 2 feet on our patio mat as the wind hit very hard. Other campers around us tried to hold down their tents and shade canopies tumbled and rolled through the campground. I had never seen anything like it. Wads told me later that it took everything he had to hold that awning on and not let it blow off the van. Luckily, it left as quickly as it came. I would say the heaviest winds only lasted a few minutes, but they were a very long few minutes. We managed to carefully get the awning rolled back into place, stow away the chairs and the mat, and get back into the van before the downpour of rain started. We watched the rest of the storm from the safety of the van. We made it through a wet and stormy night. The next morning we made a short drive around the lake and we visited Palm Book State Park. Known as one of Michigan's most alluring natural attractions, the park is home to Michigan's largest freshwater spring, Kitch-iti-kipi, referred to as the Big Spring. Now, as luck would have it, an unusual thing happened the night before when we had the very strong winds. We were told by a young woman at the entry booth that there had been a hurricane, and the normally clear spring was now cloudy. Later we were told that Michigan does not get hurricanes, so perhaps she meant to say hurricane strength winds? Either way, we still wanted to see it and ride the raft.
Raft has changed through the years.
It has. What do you remember of it?
Something like this.
something like that. Well, that's a little
Not
different than
very
you have
clever.
now. There are several legends of Kitch-iti-kipi. One is said to be about a young chieftain whose girlfriend got the best of him. He told her that he loved her far above all the other dark-haired maidens. She insisted that he prove it. As a test of his devotion, she declared that he must set sail in his canoe on a deep pool in a conifer swamp. He was to catch her from his canoe as she leapt from an overhanging bough. His canoe overturned in the icy waters, and he drowned. According to legend, the spring was named Kitch-iti-kipi in memory of the young chieftain who went to his death in the icy waters as an attempt to satisfy the vain caprice of his lady love. Other legends tell of the Chippewa parents who came to the pool seeking names for their newborns. They supposedly found names scribed in the sounds of the rippling water. And is there a cable underneath it or something?
I don't know. It used to be
A rope
a
pull,
manual pull.
like a rope?
Can't see anybody doing anything. Motor now.
Might be a little motor now. Yeah, it looks like the dude's kind of driving it now. It didn't take too long before we boarded the raft and set off under human power to cross the pool. There is a little plaque that gives instructions on how to operate the raft. The kids on the raft seem to have this well under control. During the peak summer season, volunteers ride along and answer many questions. One of the big questions today was, why are the springs so cloudy? This is what it typically looks like. Of course, these are not my photos. This plaque helps answer some often asked questions, such as, how deep is the spring? How much water flows into it? What kind of fish would you find? And what is that smell? Another plaque explains how rain and snow melt seep into the ground at higher elevations in the spring, and it pressurizes the water beneath. The water that is pressurized beneath the bedrock seeps into the spring. Beneath the spring, there is a crack in the bedrock, allowing the water to come in. We continued our drive along Route 2 from Mackinac to St. Ignace, approximately 86 miles. However, we had another recommended Pasty stop. Lehto's Pasties. So this was Pasty stop number 6 for Wads, and my 4th try. Of course, he loved them all, and perhaps I was getting more used to them or just plain hungry, but I gave this pasty an okay. However, I was more interested in these flying bugs. Some call them green bay flies, Wads called them mayflies, but the women inside called them fantastic, because when swarms show up over the Great Lakes, it means that fishing is going to be superb. We spotted one of the ferries going over to Mackinac Island and gave this serious consideration. Vehicles are not to be taken onto the island, so it would be all foot traffic. Dogs are okay to come along, but we both doubted that Old Man Skip would be up to the challenge. We had one last scheduled stop on our trip through Michigan, and this was to visit with Wad's Aunt Beulah. To make this visit, we would be going south on the mighty Mackinac Bridge. I found this exciting and a little bit scary. But before heading south, we wanted to do a little exploring in town. We got Murdoch fudge. Apparently, there are a few family stories of both his older brothers having gotten summer jobs working and making fudge. We stopped at Bridgeview Park and watched vehicles and trucks cross the bridge. Apparently, during times of high winds, there can be issues. There was a wind advisory, but it didn't seem to be stopping anyone. So away we go. This was so cool. Lake Michigan on one side and Lake Huron on the other side. Or I guess what is called the Straits of Mackinac.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. So loud as the hours pass, we're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. The moonlights, summer sky, it was the best we ever had. And we'll stay on forever. We'll never have regrets. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. We're gonna be. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
We ended our drive day at the Ottawa Casino Resort parking lot. They have a place for RV parking and shuttle service to the casino. I'll fill you in on a little bit of a family side note. Wads' father, while little more than an infant, was riding in a vehicle with his parents near Kalamazoo, Michigan. The car was hit by a train and his father was killed, and his mother sustained numerous injuries. She was unable to care for the child for quite some time, and the young boy's paternal grandparents raised him as their own. Sometime later, when his mother had recovered and located her son, she wanted him back. However, the grandmother refused. It wasn't until his grandmother had passed away that his father told him the truth about who his mother was. They were then reunited and able to spend the last years of her life together. He also had several siblings. Although he was the first of his mother's children, his next eldest sister is Aunt Beulah. And even since her brother has passed, Aunt Beulah continues to keep in touch with all of his children. She was so very happy that Wads was able to make a trip to see her. From this point on, we really had no other set plans. We decided to go wherever the whim took us. Keep following along and see what we do next. There is still a whole lot to see in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Thanks for watching.